Hi, my name is Ned Lazaro, and I'm curator of textiles at Historic Deerfield. It's my pleasure to present today's installment of Celebrate the Ambassadors, where we speak with some of the many volunteers of Historic Deerfield who provide countless ways to support us. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Sharon Roth, who's been volunteering with us since the fall of 2019. Sharon, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to see you.
Yes, very much so. I'm
Oh,
surprised it was the fall. I
say that again?
I was surprised that I've been there since the fall. I actually couldn't remember when I
You
started.
you fit in so well that you're already a part of us for sure.
It has felt like much longer than that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Sharon, I wanted to start by asking what prompted you to volunteer for Historic Deerfield?
Well, it was part of retirement ideas. When I retired, I was given sage advice to not say yes or no, mostly to say no to everything for a year. So you think about what you want to spend time doing. One was travel. We traveled a great deal. We'll be back to it one day. And the other was what were my loves and what did I want to try new? And I love volunteering. Always have. Didn't have enough time in work, of course. And I love to sew. So I was looking for something to combine my love of sewing, my love of history and museums, and honestly, not to drive too far to do that.
We're lucky you live close by. Well, I remember when you contacted me to say that you have sewing skills and a desire to become involved. So I was just thrilled with that. Putting you on the hot seat for a little bit, what would you say so far has been the most fun thing you've done here at the museum?
Actually, other people would not find this fun. I found it enormously enjoyable to hem that enormous bedspread. I'm sure it was maybe 8 hours, 12 hours. It was a lot of hours. I think it was
You did
3
it.
or 4 times that I came that I just sat and hemmed that cover. And I really found that enjoyable. I think because I could see the result and that it would go somewhere and then it would give people information and would be pretty and aesthetic. That was fun to me.
I think you're right. I think that's one of the projects that you've been given that had a beginning and an end,
Yeah,
as opposed to other projects which are ongoing. So,
maybe that's part of it too. Yeah.
so for our viewers, Sharon, using reproduction resist printed fabric, Sharon made a reproduction coverlet for a bedstead in the Ashley House, which is one of our historic houses. So it's there now and will be on view when it's safe for us to open later this year. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to bringing a friend or two to see it
That's right.
and brag just a little
Yes, no, you should
about the hem.
definitely celebrate it. So along the lines of that first question, what's been the most surprising aspect of your time here? Something maybe that you've done or seen or experienced that you didn't expect to at a museum?
Well, I think it's because I've had access through you to the back end of things. I love museums. I can honestly say I've been to hundreds in my lifetime. Um, I always head for the textiles and the fabrics and the dressed mannequins. But the part that surprised me and has to do with you is I never thought about how much character a mannequin has. I mean, do you remember one day I came into work and there was that mannequin man and he was kind of leaning on the sewing shelf, and
Yes.
he looked like he was about to have a conversation with us. And I love that. I just never thought about how much work it takes from people like you to take a mannequin that already maybe even has a little funny look about his face and put the right clothing on him and then put him on display and create a learning thing. It was, I liked that a lot. That was funny to me. Again, I don't know if other people would find it fascinating, but I'm waiting to go to a museum again where I can see dressed mannequins and see if my idea makes me look at them differently now.
Right. Well,
That makes,
we're installing some new dress mannequins in the gallery
yeah.
for the fall. So definitely here. But yeah, no, it is interesting for sure. And just to sort of plug some of the other things that you've been doing for us in between mannequin watching and observing, you have helped organize and mount some of the textile swatches in our study collection.
Oh yeah.
These are fabric swatches that illustrate different fabric weaves, finishes, and embellishments. And for our students and visitors, these provide not only visual teaching tools, but they're also tactile. They can handle them and touch them in ways that they can't for the permanent collection. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that ongoing work. And other ongoing work you've done is to sew accession number tags onto items in the fashion and textile collection. So using cotton twill tape and archival
Teeny
pigment
tiny work.
pens. Yep. You've carefully applied accession numbers onto these twill tape lengths, and then we've been sewing them in discrete areas safely and securely, so that each object is sort of permanently marked in a sense on these twill tape tags.
That's right. I've forgotten I'd done
Yeah, see?
that.
More than you think.
Yeah.
And just finally, I think the pandemic has affected us all in one way or another. And just to end on a personal note, what is something you're missing most at this time?
I miss most the helping part of it. Again, I'm not a person who needs to be in the headline. I very much take great pride and enjoyment in being the bookshelf and not the book, so to speak. Looking at what's behind me, I very much missed just going, sitting with you and saying, what do you need done today? You know, what's some little practical thing with a needle and thread that will sustain the future of the museum? Because in the big picture, it is what I'm doing. Just a few stitches, 100 years from now, hopefully some other curator will say, wow, whoever put this here did a nice job stitching. And that's very pleasurable to me, that idea. So I miss that a lot. You know, the pandemic has kept me home and I've found lots of stitching of my own to do, but I see it differently than stitching for historic Deerfield.
Well,
So,
thank you. And it goes without saying, but I'll say it. I miss you too, and we miss the
yes.
work you're doing. And it's absolutely right. It's that sort of behind the scenes support work that you've been doing that is so vital to everything we do.
And I know I'm only one of many. There are
One of
always
many,
many
but
volunteers there when I come to work.
yeah, right. We're lucky to have a few volunteers,
Yep.
and I'm lucky in particular to have you. Also, on that sort of unsung, behind the scenes, practical level, I can tell you that I've got a large bag of styrofoam peanuts waiting
Ooh.
for when you come back, and
So now I know what my job will be.
you're right. So Sharon knows that one of the ways to reproduce a feather bed tick or bed mattress for our historic beds in the houses is to use styrofoam peanuts to give that proper shape. And so several large bags came in your absence. So yes, they will be there upon your return.
Great. I look forward to making historic looking mattress.
That's right. That's right. That's right. We'll check in with you again a few months afterwards and make sure that's still the line. Sharon, so good to see you again. Thank you
It's
so much for
wonderful to see
being an
you.
ambassador at Historic Deerfield.
You're welcome. I look forward to it.
Okay.
Yay. One
Soon.
day. One day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Take
Okay.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.